All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all glory and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the brothers pushing the word throughout the four corners. Peace and blessings to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm the brother Karal, man, coming at you with a beautiful lesson, man, going into you. We are not African Americans, man. All right, we are not African Americans. We are Israelites according to the scriptures, man. All right, according to Deuteronomy 7:6, we the Lord's holy children. All right, we the Lord's chosen people. And the whole world was made for our sakes. We don't have no allotted sharement with these other heathens, man. All right, and we don't, and most importantly, Yahweh Shema Shai, who the word Igli called God in Jesus Christ, doesn't deal with these other nations as well, too, man. You know, that's a hard pill to swallow. You see, because Esau, Edom, this devil, has pushed out this supersessionism where everybody can pretty much take part in the allotted share in the inheritance of Israel except the Israelites. You get what I'm saying? Hey, that's stupid, man. How you going to replace the true chosen people of the Most High? The Negro, Latino, Native American, and Indian, the ones who have the who the birthright is rightfully belonging unto, who their inheritance, the kingdom, righteousness, man, hey, the fear of the Lord, all this is a part of our heritage, man. You pay attention to the African heritage, hey, I got videos on that, man. And you ask yourself, is you an African after this lesson, man? Okay? So let's start off with Exodus, right? Let's start off with Exodus chapter 11, verse 7 in the KJV. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, right? And when you go into that book of Exodus, right, dealing with, you know, the first Exodus, the deliverance for our people Israel from the hands of the Philistines, right, the Egyptians, the Hamites, the Africans, man. They was harsh taskmasters over the Israelites, man. You know, we was serving them. Let you know that they was heathens, man. And they was slaying they was slaying the firstborns of the Israelite, killing all the male babies. Just a horrific moment for our people at that time, man. And you around here talking about that you're African American? We helped build their pyramids. Just read the book of Exodus. Just read the first chapter, man. We helped build their pyramids, their buildings, you know. We helped them to flourish, man. Many a times in the scriptures, man. Even Joseph helped Egypt flourish, you know. And then when it was time to bring those plagues upon Egypt, the Lord pretty much protected Israel just to show that he loved his people and that he's not dealing with these Hamites, man, these uncircumcised Philistines, like David called them, man, like David called them, uncircumcised Philistines. And that just shows that they don't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, because we're circumcised in Israel, man. You know, that was a part of our law that Yahweh done set up for us, man. But these other heathen and nations, they are lawless enemies. The Lord is not dealing with them, right? So I got this video of this Jake, man, all right? And you can see the difference in the face feature, all right, of both, because you got the Hamite with the dreads, and then you got the Jake. And Jake more lively, you know, Jake more, and you can see the spirit on Jake, man, you know? Our people is distinct from these other nations, man. We're special. And pretty much the video really about to get into it, and you about to see that hatred there for the heathen and the Israelites, you know.
I'm African American. He is straight African. How do you see African Americans?
I see y'all as slaves.
And what makes us slaves?
Because you built a nation that controls you.
How does it control us? We got NBA, NFL. We running it.
They use you as dancers and entertainers.
But they paying us $100 million plus.
Yeah, but then they own the money.
So do Africans, how y'all see African Americans?
Huh?
How do Africans see African Americans?
We see yours honestly as, if you want the truth, we see yours as our heroes that have given up on themselves.
But I know a lot of Americans that see y'all, they be like African booty scratchers.
It's the persona that the white man has printed on you to dismiss your brother. Because you got to divide me to conquer me with you.
But you divided us and said we are slaves.
Yeah.
But they got y'all too, ain't it?
No, they don't.
You went back, I'm your brother, I'm lost though.
Because I can say tomorrow, if I'm done with this shit, I can go home. You can't go home. You stay here.
Hey, like he said, man, look, I could be done with this shit. I could say, man, I can go back to Africa and actually have my rights. I can go back to my culture, man. But you can't, man. Let you know, man, that Baruch 3:8 is actually hidden, right? So let's go ahead and get Baruch 3:8. Because that's the scripture that comes to mind. This is Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse. Because when you go into Deuteronomy 28th chapter, it also said that we will be a byword and a proverb in this land. Ultimately sums up, simplified, name calling, man. We're everything but the children of the Most High. We're Afro-Americans. We're African-Americans. We're savages, coons. We're just blacks, you know? We're everything but who we really need to be, who we truly are. All right? They won't call us by our real nationality. That's why it tells you in Micah 2, right, which is a beautiful chapter, Micah 2, dealing with Esau Edom. He's a culture vulture, all right? He oppressed a man in his inheritance, man. You heard what that man said in the video. He said in the video, Jake was, trying to brag, just let you know how simple. He really was dropping a couple of Jews for him, and he was just a heathen. That Hamite with the dreads was a heathen, man. But he was at least dropping a couple of Jews for him to make him think. But Jake playing, jury in his mouth. He in there talking about, man, we make $10 million, though. He like, man, but they own the money, right? Listen to this. Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So let's go back to let's look up that word subject, man. All right, this is subject in the etymology, early 14th century. Person under control or dominion of another, especially one who owes allegiance to a government or ruler. Yep, here we go. Just the verb, subject, the verb, late 14th century. That's the point. Make a person or nation subject to another by force. Also render submissive and or dependent. You see? But what the Lord said, we should go to our enemies for the want and need of all things, ultimately making them be in the seat, be in the dependent seat, man. To where we have to depend on on these heathens, man. To have our daily bread, to live, to ultimately, man, obey the laws of the land, ultimately. But when it comes to learning about our inheritance, that's up to us. That's our business. That's why it's very important, if you're a Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian, to get involved with your inheritance, man. You know, when you actually apply yourself in these scriptures, like Joshua 1:8, when you're actually meditating therein day and night, and you're actually learning about your culture, wisdom maketh a wise man mad. Of course, you're going to get mad, because then you're going to come to the realization that these heathens, these what they said in Idris. I'm gonna go ahead and get it, because Idris said it better. So they've been reputed as nothing, right? This is 2nd Idris chapter 6, starting at verse 54. And after these, Adam also whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Because Adam is Yahweh Shai, if you can receive it through the Spirit, man. You know, it's only right that the Lord shared his creation with his son, man. And Adam being that first person to enjoy their creation, that first man. You see? But out of that first man also came the Lord's chosen people, which is the Israelites. 2nd Esdras 6 and 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made us the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that there are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. You see, and they devouring us, man. And they mocking us. Is this the wise people? He was kind of mocking them in a sense, like nah, like pretty much, hey, you in slavery, bruh. I could just go back home. You're subject to payments. Haggai 1 and 6 got a chokehold on your ass. See, but it's funny though. It's like everybody want to be an Israelite. Everybody want to have swagger like Jake. But when it comes to the curses and the horrible times and the evil things that have happened upon our people, everybody don't want no parts of it, man. But guess what? The Lord said these curses should come upon our enemies, man. You see? I'm going to get this precept as well, too. This is Proverbs 3 and 31. It said, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. You know? And a lot of these, like, a lot of these nations are oppressive as well, too. You know? Like Moab, you know, Ishmael. You know, you can feel the attitude from these other nations. Even how they look, how they stare at us. They envy us. They wish they was us. You know? They know we the Lord's chosen people. They know we have a kingdom awaiting for us. They know we're not going to be filthy rags anymore, man. Looking dirty and dusty out here, being a laughing stock. Like he said, we're entertainment. We're not going to be the entertainment no more. You see? Y'all going to be entertaining us. We're going to be the true rulers of the world, man. Starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. Israel will never be a joke no more. That's why you got men out there. That's why, man, it's beautiful because we're remembering ourselves. Like Baruch say, let's get Baruch. That's Baruch 2 and 30, I think. Yep, this Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. That's why they're going to have to shut the internet down. Amos 8 and 11 is going to have to come full throttle. They're going to have to, it's going to have to be a famine of the word, because there's too much truth going on. That was just on Instagram. I got another whole video on TikTok to just explain that we're not Africans, man. Just to further push this point, man. Hey, we're not Africans. You're calling yourself after two Edomites. You see? Scipio Africanus, an Edomite. And then you say you're an African American, Amerigo Vespucci, another Edomite. You know? Hey, this is not our culture, man. You see? It's like this, hey, this is a part of Esau Edom's system to downplay our people, man. Ultimately to fully dumb them down to the point where they don't even remember who they are. Pretty much that Akuna Matata spirit, you know? That it means no worry spirit. You see? Because that's how every time I think of our people, right? Every time I think about our people, the Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian, I think about the Lion King, man. That's a perfect example. A perfect example. You know, we can relate to a story like that, man. And then you got Mufasa, right? You can use Mufasa as your how about Shema Shai, ultimately telling us to remember who we are. You see, because even Simba, man, he tried to run away from his purpose. See, our purpose is establish judgment and righteousness in the earth, ultimately wisdom. You know, to actually be that rightful ruler, and you got our people choosing the ways of the enemies, calling themselves African American. So this is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, right? And ultimately, in this last captivity, we're remembering ourselves, man. All right, we're remembering who we are. So that African American juice, that indoctrination that Esau has set up for our people is not it, man. We're not that. And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. Heart and ears to hear what, man? Jeremiah 3 and 15. The Lord said, I will send men according to my heart, man. You see? I got some men set up. I got prophets according to my heart that should feed you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on who you are and where you're going. And it says, verse 32, and they should praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. We should be calling on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Not Jesus, not Buddha, not any of these other heathen goddesses that Jake be out here worshiping, man. And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. You know, remember the way of our fathers, man. Ham ain't our father. Ham is cursed, man. You know, our father is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Those are patriarchs. Ham was a homosexual, man. And I got a little note on that. This is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, right? They took a picture of this right here, this literature, right, explaining about the Ham, right? It say Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. His indecency, right, which is his conduct, when his father lay drunken, brought a curse upon Canaan, right, because he was pleased. After his father was drinking, and he was pleased looking at the nakedness of his father, man. That ain't our forefather, man. That ain't, hey, we ain't with that, man. We got laws that tells you not to do that. Not to deal with another man like a woman, man. You know? We got laws that say that, man. You know? Let you know that these heathens, man, hey, they are a lawless enemy. That's why the scripture in 2nd Esdras said they are reputed as nothing. And they are. This 2nd Esdras 3 and 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Right? So let's go ahead and get into this video, man. Alright, let's get into this video. We'll start off with this, man. Is this something that you Israelites, you know, you Negroes, since you love calling yourself African American, is this something that you would do? Man, would you put a clock in your mouth, man? Cut your mouth open and put a clock in it? You know, you gotta you gotta stop being simple, Jake. You gotta actually look these things up like, man, we ain't gonna do nothing like that. You know?
Oh my God. They're gonna fill it up and use Use it for a shower. This is how I do it. Apparently, it's good for your health. Oh wow. Oh my
Man,
god.
look at it, man. He's showering in piss, man.
He's going for
Goddamn golden shower. Alright, that's enough of this nastiness, man. It's foolery, man. Let me read 2nd Esdras 3:36 again. It say, thou shalt find, right? Man, these days I get plain, man. You know, the internet is plain. You know, all you gotta do is look these things up, and it put your tools together. You're gonna find out what is not and what is. Alright. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Let me get another one, man. Let me get another OG one, man. Alright, let's get Psalms 147. Alright, and 19. Let me get another one. This is Psalms 147 and 19. It says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, man. They not Negroes, man. You know? Let's read that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary again. It say, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. You see? He don't have no dealings with the Israelites, man. You see? No dealings. I got another video. Alright? Dealing with them apologizing for selling the Israelites into slavery, man. Let me see what video is it.
It was simply trading with people who want our gold or who want our slaves, and we want their guns, their gin, their rum, and their cloth, and so on.
If you actually look at ancient maps in 1736 and ancient maps in 1747 of Africa, you'll find a country called Negro Land and the Kingdom of Judah. This is of utmost importance for us to understand how Yahweh is gathering the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Because what actually happened is in this Gulf of Guinea in Western Africa, European slave ship holders, they were Ashkenazi slavers. They were of European origin. They were Western Mongols that infiltrated Britain and mainly Portugal. They were the Ashkenazi slavers. They were wealthy merchant slavers that went down.
And Ashkenaz, man, hey, ultimately, bro, dealing with those, ultimately them little hats, man, because that's who really funded the Atlantic slave trade. They funded it, man. You know, and just more truth just comes out as well too. And he said the name wrong. He said Yahuwah, and we know the names of the Lord is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, who the word we call God and Jesus Christ. But let me keep getting into the video.
Down to the coast of Guinea, they employed Mohammedan trappers, Islamics, to go into the Kingdom of Judah and Negro Land and take the royal house of Judah captive in slave ships, as it's recorded in the book of Deuteronomy, and bring them over to America, and they became known today as what? African Americans.
We are very privileged to be with you, particularly our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and the diaspora. And the people from all over Africa, our brothers and sisters from all over Africa. I wish at this point to particularly to apologize deeply on behalf of the chiefs and people of Gold Coast and Ghana for the atrocities, the cruelty, the inhuman treatment that were committed 400 years ago by my ancestors during the Atlantic slave trade.
You know, and that was just proof right there, man. You know, that they sold us. He said, man, pretty much on the behalf of my ancestors, my African ancestors, we sold y'all into slavery, man. And even at the beginning of the video I played, the Hamite was pretty much talking about pretty much he was selling them for guns and wine and selling the Israelites, man. You know, because man, you had Israelites, man. They fled from Roman persecution, man, under Nero, man. You see, and the Israelites, man, hey, they was fleeing, and some of the Israelites fled over there to Africa, and then man, come to find out, shoot, they came to follow. They pretty much found us, and the Hamites helped. Okay, the Africans helped. You see, they couldn't distinct between African and the Israelite because of the colors, right? The skin tone. But it say progenitor of the dark race, but not the Negroes, though. You know, because we was, which is all according to prophecy of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, that we should return unto Egypt again, right? In ships, right? You know, talking about America. All right, when it's talking about Egypt, it's talking about America. And hey, that was according to prophecy, man. But guess what, man? Don't ignore the prophecies of us pretty much coming back on top as well, too. Because I got a prophecy. I got a precept right here, man. All right, let's get Baruch. We're not going to be down for long. And this lie, this false lie that Esau put on us to where he got everybody thinking we African Americans, we Latinos, we all these are bywords, man. We're natives. No, man, we are Israelites according to the scriptures. No more of these name callings, man. Call us who we really are, right? This is Baruch 4, and nah, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold off on that one right quick. Let me get Joel, the 3rd chapter. I got to get Joel. This Joel chapter 3, verse 1. And it said, for behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. World War III, man. That's why that's why World War III is brewing, because of what they did to the Israelites. And it say, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people. They cast lots, man. And have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, and that they might drink. And yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, right? North, east of the Philistine, right? Which is a Hamite land. All the coast of Palestine will ye render me a recompense. And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things, man. You know? All right, I'm gonna get this precept as well too, man. Letting you know, man, the Lord, man, hey, hey, he meant vengeance, man. Hey, he love his people, man. He coming back with vengeance. You know, they slandered us, they defamed us, man. They pretty much just did whatever they wanted to do, man. What it said, I was a little displeased, but the heathen helped forward the affliction. You know, what they say? Was it Jeremiah? Jeremiah, what is 30 and 16? Yep. Here we go. Yep, this Jeremiah 30 and 16. And I'm going to get another one too. It say all these curses shall come upon our enemies. Get that as well too. Yep, here we go. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 45. No, that ain't it. 30 and 7. There we go. It's Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see, and our enemies did persecuted us, man. They didn't remember no brotherly covenant, you know. Hey, that's why he apologized. That's why that African, that Hamite, was apologizing, man. Talking about on behalf of our ancestors. You know. That you know, man, hey, the Lord doesn't forget, man. He gonna hold them to that, man. You know? That's why Jake need to wake up, man. You're not African or American. You're an Israelite, man. This Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoiled thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Right. Now, let's go back to Joel, the 3rd chapter, man. Because that's why that World War III is brewing. Because ultimately, man, the things that they have done to Israel was very horrific, and it was it was evil. You know, just to sum it up, man, it was evil. You don't like the Lord said, you sold my silver, my gold, my precious things, man. You sold them, gave them into the hands of the enemy. Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man. Now they want to apologize. That's why the Lord's going to bring a judgment like no other, man. That's why World War III is going to be a war like no other, man. The Lord not playing no more behind his people. This is Joel chapter 3. Back in verse 3. It say, and they have cast lots for my people. I'm going to start at verse 2. This is Joel 3 and 2. And I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink, man. All this for drinking ammunition. You done sold us, man. You know? Even though it's according to prophecy. But ultimately, and it had to play out. But, man, hey, Baruch gonna play out as well, too. And a lot of other scriptures, right? Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, that talks about us getting delivered and us coming back, man, ruling this world with a rod of iron, man. Y'all gonna be under our subjection. Starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. A new government will enter into this earth. Baruch 4 and 24. Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity. He's talking about you heathens. So shall they see shortly your salvation from Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, which shall come upon you with a great glory, right? And brightness of everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thy enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. You know? We should see his destruction, and we should tread upon his neck. All right, the Lord is not playing, man. He's going to deliver us, man, from the North Country. And, you know, that Jake, he made a, you know, I mean, not a Jake, but that Hamite, right, that heathen with dreads, he tried to joke about it, talking about I can leave and go to my country, and you're still to be here pretty much, man. You know, I can go home. You still got to stay here. Like, no, man. According to prophecy, we're not going to stay here, man. We're going to be delivered. The Lord is going to save and comfort us. Let me go ahead and get that Zephaniah, man. There ain't going to be no more mockery of Israel. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, starting at verse 18. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. I will get them praise and fame. Because right now, we're entertainment. We're a laughing stock. You cut on BET, you cut on VH1, and people just laugh at us like we a joke, man. TikTok, Instagram. We'll laugh and stop. And it said, and I would get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And at that time will I bring you again, even in that time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. And when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord, man. So we would no more be crying and looking stupid and being called out these types of names, being the proverb and the byword. Eventually, the Lord is going to deliver and save his people, man. All right? That's all I have. I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the brothers pushing the word throughout the four corners. Peace and blessings to the elect. All right, shalom.